with you for Mindset Monday. It's been a while, probably 3 months since we had one of these. So, Dave, I appreciate you starting and coming on.
Yeah, my first one.
First one.
Very blessed and grateful for you to have me on today, man. It's awesome. Looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
So one of the things I struggle with, I'll be honest with you, is gratitude, right? And it's something that you have to kind of practice every single day. Kind of like visualization, Those are the two things I try to practice every single day. And the reason why you want to try to practice gratitude, right, is you will attract more of that in your life. You'll be less stressed and you will feel, a little bit better, a little bit more on top of it, if you will. Dave, you tell me, like, how do you practice, gratitude? Because this is something that, like,
Little louder. Little louder.
What?
Just a little louder. A little bit.
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm fortunate enough for me. It's something I've learned a lot over the last, few years, especially from Brad. You know what I mean? Getting into that and some of the stuff that I'm involved in outside of business. But gratitude for me, it's one of the first things that starts my morning off every morning. I'm an early riser, not because I'm some badass or I want to be. I actually have no choice. So when I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get my day started, that doesn't mean I'm working and hustling. No, that's what starts my morning, right? And the first thing I do when I get downstairs, I thank the man above. That is my alone time, and then I start thinking of things as well that I'm grateful for. It's very easy to let that get away from you. You know what I mean? Like especially when you're doing what you want, when you're in control of your own life and things start happening and success starts happening. And then when bad things happen, that's when you kind of, sometimes take that mental adjustment to where it's like, well, this is bullshit. This sucks or that. But the moment you click back to that gratitude that you're grateful for, I think of the journey, like where I came from and what I used to do before all this and all the punches to the face and, the point where like there was a long time where, I was broke as shit. I was in the food industry for, almost my entire life for 24 years in food, from owning my own places to running it. I grew up with my dad, and a lot of my gratitude stems. I don't want to ever go back to that ever again. You know what I mean? For my own reasons, obviously. There's nothing wrong with the food industry. It's great. But for my own reasons, I'm blessed and very grateful to be in the position that I am to help people. And I think it also understands, when you're in your own industry, right, and whatever you do for a living, so to speak, the gratitude it's not about making the money and all this stuff. It's about, for me, it's how many lives can we change? How many people can we get approved for mortgage? How many people can we get their first brand new car? You know what I mean? Those are big deal to people. Sometimes it's not a big deal to me. Like we're in this, man. My credit's great. You know what I mean? I've leveraged a lot of credit years in order to get things that I wanted. You know what I mean? So we take that for granted sometimes. Yeah. And when you start thinking of those positions that people are in, I was in that position at one point too. But when you put yourself in their shoes, you start understanding and having that sense of gratitude that, man, it's a blessing to be here today. The work isn't done, man. We still have work to do, but it's very humbling to be here.
Man, I appreciate that. Like I'll say, I think some of the things that drive some people to be really, really good are some of the same challenges that they have with gratitude. I'll give you an example. Like when I look at everything, I'm very, very hard on myself. I analyze the shit out of everything, right? And then I see where I'm at and I know where I want to go. And I always think that there's a massive gap there, right? No matter what. I'm always looking and finding like, hey, I did X, Y, and Z this year. I want to be, double that, right? So that drive is kind of crazy, and it's hard for me because I'm so focused on what I want to do to take a look back sometimes and look at, hey, look at how far you've actually traveled. So that's something I'm definitely working on. Appreciate you running this with me. We'll be on for Friday. All right. Guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Mindset Monday. Jonathan Fodera and Dave Bergio.